that was in, like called the Turin, it was completely in snow. But of course we was having very, very good tires. I was really specialist for tires, and we was having, I think for 3 cars we was 600 tires. Polyester was very, very calm. He never nervous for nothing, was fantastic. And very good with the bass notes. I was quite a bit because the Alec Isikonis was very good friend of me, and he was trusting me very much. And even when we get the Hydrolastic Mini with the new suspension, I was asking Isikonis that I like to have the dry suspension what I was having before. Saying of course that we like to developing till that you can drive what you like.
It was like winning an Academy Award. I mean, it was a surprise for me. It's not like rallying today when you know where you are. I was called at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was asleep after the rally. Just had to do the final circuit, and a journalist told me I'd won, and I couldn't believe it. And it surprised the world and us. So it was very nice. Surprise is always nicer. Well, it was different. It's obviously was slower because the cars hadn't as much power and as much traction, and the speeds weren't as high. But it was difficult. I mean, it was all relevant, and it was quite snowy that year. So we had done a lot of practicing and preparing. We were very lucky. The car was right. Everything happened at the right time together and came together at the right time. It was a very advanced car. Of course, Alec Isikonis designed it with the front engine, transverse engine, front wheel drive, weight over the driving wheels. So it was, although it was only a little family saloon, it had technically a lot of advantage. Yes, well, it was particularly good downhill, and so all the tests were up and downhill. So what we lost going uphill, I think we made up for going downhill. And the front-wheel drive was very forgiving, and the fact the car was smaller and the roads were ploughed, they were quite narrow, so I suppose that was an advantage. When we finished, I got a telegram from the Beatles, from Ringo Starr actually, and that was followed by a photograph of the four of them, autographed to me saying, "You're one of us now, Paddy." And yes, it's very nice to have that nowadays. We had studs, of course, so I would say driving on snow and ice with studs is very similar to driving on loose roads. And yes, it was an advantage for the small car. I had a very good co-driver, though, Henry Liddon, who sadly was killed in an air crash some years ago. But the co-drivers never got enough credit, They did a fantastic job in reading the notes, and they were the office manager of the car, Well, I'm very pleased that the new Mini's here because I think it's like it in concept. And the thing is, I always say I don't miss the smell of petrol and the water leaks. Well, it's a surprise that 40 years on, here I am on top of the Turini with the number 37, and it's being celebrated again, so I'm very lucky. Well, this is the registration plate that was on my winning car, 33JB, and I've even got on my new Mini Cooper S, I've got 333JB, so brings back a lot of memories for me.